Good morning. It is a great Tuesday, driving into the office, and I'm listening to my podcast, not mine, that would be weird. But I'm listening to the podcast I listen to, which is the Huberman Lab, and it gave me a great idea. That being said, we'll talk about that in the next phase, because first, today I'm grateful for little PC. We've had some problems with him remembering to do things like bring his stuff home from school, his folders, his take-home folders. He loses his water bottle, he loses his jackets and things when he takes them in the winter. And it's a kid thing. He's 8. It's a kid thing. He does have challenges focusing and wanting to do the hard thing. He doesn't like to struggle through things. So we have a feeling that there may be other stuff we need to talk to a doctor about, ADHD, whatever. I'm not going to try to push that, because for me, I think those are things we can learn from. Yes, meds can help, but we'll figure that out. We'll talk to the doctor about that when we get there. But he always seems to want to do better. I don't know if that's just him saying that he wants to do better and then trying it for a short period, but that effort is there, and I think that that's important. And we were doing this, it's kind of a mantra that we do at my office, which is, if it's important to my boss, it's important to me. And I was telling him about that before he goes and plays and has fun or does the fun thing, he needs to stop for a moment and ask himself, is there something I need to do? Is there something that's supposed to be more important than this? And the way you start to learn that is there something that's important to my mom, or is there something that's important to my dad, or is there something that's important to my teacher when you're in school? And ask that question before you go. And it's just about taking a moment. Remember, he's going to have to put that step in there so that he can prioritize what I call eat the frog for breakfast. And he's trying, and we're working, and I know that we can be, I think, hard on him because he's our firstborn, and we have expectations that he's moving in a faster direction or in a more steady direction than he seems like he is. And I think part of that is just us remembering that he's 8 and figuring out how to manage around that. But he's a good kid. He's a good kid, and he'll get it. I know he'll get it. We need to be patient as well as he needs to be diligent. Mindfulness. I'm feeling kind of level today. It's kind of a balanced day. There's nothing really, I'm not super excited. I learned a lot of things yesterday from a video editing and storytelling perspective, trying to figure out how to do different videos, YouTube videos for my gaming channel. Learning how to talk on camera and doing voiceovers, because I'm very bad at that still. But I'm in this kind of level state where there's just a lot of stuff to do, and I'm not overwhelmed by it, but I do feel like, yeah, I'm content. It's a content day. It's a content day. Nothing overly great, nothing overly bad. Just sitting in the moment. I'm not annoyed that I'm driving to work. I'm not stressed about things that might be coming. I'm not sure. I'm also 4 minutes into this video, and I have yet to say because I'm working on it. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good day. I don't feel tired. I don't feel physically weak or worn out from the run or the walk this morning. So pretty good. I think it's a pretty good day. Just B minus. Manifestation. So talking a little bit about the podcast that I'm listening to, and I've been doing Kovacs trainings or some type of range trainings since I started Valorant. And I see progress because I like to just do. And I'm listening to this podcast about plasticity and how there are ways to maximize the opportunity to learn, even at my age, at an older age. And it got me some ideas for the Kovacs trainings that I'm doing. I've hit my benchmarks for everything but the 7 pressure, and there is no real benchmark for the 10 pressure, but I'm still doing them because I want to hit all of the benchmarks, all of the initial targets. And I've been doing it where I do all 5 runs in the same sitting, and I'm listening to this podcast. That's not the way to maximize the plasticity at my age. For a 25 and under, according to them, that's the age they gave. That would be okay, but I have to find something a little bit different. So I'm going to switch it up, and it actually gets me a little bit excited about how that schedule can look. And he talks about doing anywhere from 7 to 30 minutes of intense focus in a session. And if you're getting frustrated, that's good, but instead of getting frustrated and walking away, you get frustrated and dive deeper in. That maximizes plasticity. And it's sweet because I already do that. I get frustrated and then I take a moment and I try to figure out what I'm doing wrong and how to rework. For example, right now, the beat click drill, I want to get above 100. Woohoojin did 130, and like my goal is technically to try to see how if I can do that. I've been hitting 95% accuracy, but I'm only hitting, I think, 93 orbs when I do that. My score's 93. So I'm clearly not fast enough. So what I've done is I've taken a step back, letting my accuracy dip so that I can move faster. And I'm at times hitting 80 plus. I believe I'm hitting 80 plus with a 78% accuracy, which means if I can do that speed with more accuracy, I shoot through, right? That's what we're trying to do. And it sounds like I might be able to maximize that benefit or that activity by focusing on that one drill that one day instead of doing all of them. So I'm going to rotate and create a test day where I do all the drills in a normal drilling session, the three per drill or 2 per drill with the pressure. But before that, I'm gonna do practice sessions like I'm doing with comp. So there may be an interesting way to kind of adjust the schedule, still do it in the times that I'm doing it, but focus it each given day. Anyway, that's the future I'm looking at for that. I'm also looking for how to create time for editing. Video scripting, video storyboarding, and finding B-roll, and then video editing. Because it sounds like if I can do one video a week, that I will be in a good place productivity-wise. Not productivity-wise. I just said, Delivery-wise, for kind of where I'm at. And then if I can find a way to make that efficient, if I can do it once a day, if I can do a video a day, that would be great. That would be fantastic. But I think that's pie in the sky. And then the consultant and I were talking about it. I'm looking to find a way to create 3 shorts per game that I play. And maybe less than that, 2 or 1 only for things like a TDM or a Swift play or something that's already short. So that when I stream, I just go and I make it and I send it out, because it is a good way to maximize views onto the channel. Whoops, somebody man, now I'm saying it because I'm taking it through my hat. I've said it 3 times now, 3 penalties. Whoops and I have talked about finding a way to do more shorts. So that's something that's already been there, but I just need to find, again, an optimal, efficient way to do that. All right, I'm going to close this out with, I ran today again. I did the second half of my morning mile, and I ran it at an 8.5 mile pace, and I didn't feel, my legs weren't getting heavy, which is my kind of barometer for when I'm going to start running more of the mile. So I'm going to eventually do instead of half, it'll be 3/4 of the mile. But what I'm also doing to maximize what I'm doing, maximize my, conditioning, my stamina, my growth, is that the last about 1/10 of a mile, it's like less than 50 yards. But I run that bitch hard. I run as hard as I can, which is not really that hard because I'm old and out of shape. But I ran at a 7-mile pace today. 7 mile? Yeah, I was into the 6. It was a 7-mile pace for that. So just, it felt really good to do it too. I was out of breath, my heart rate shot up, and I know that that's going to help me get to the 3/4 mile trek, and then eventually the 1 mile trek a little bit faster. So if nothing else, all I'm saying is that there's a way to push yourself. And I always say that there's a way to push yourself. And I'm doing that. Unfortunately, I'm not going to record that because that would take 40 minutes to walk a mile and then run a mile and then record it and try to set up cameras so that I can run back and forth. I don't know how Casey Neistat did that. Dude ran 7+ miles a day, and a lot of that, actually, so it was even longer than that. He was doing like, I think, marathon style, half marathon length runs. But he would go set his camera up, run, go back and get it. Fuck that. Anyway, that's my bramble for the day. Hope you all have a wonderful Tuesday and have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you tomorrow.